In the modern imagination, the Book of Revelation is often treated as a celestial map of 21st century headlines, an encrypted timeline leading toward a global collapse. That approach ignores the literary traditions of the ancient world. Authors used the apocalyptic style to make their message undeniably vivid for their own time, utilizing imagery that their immediate readers would have recognized instantly. Think of it like watching a classic Western movie. When a villain rides into town wearing black hat, you don't pause the film to analyze the felt. The hat is a standard genre device, identifying him as the antagonist. Apocalyptic literature uses extreme symbols in that exact same way. To understand these symbols, we have to look at the region where the letter first landed. This is the Roman province of Asia, modern-day Turkey, home to the 7 specific cities where the original audience lived. The text physically moved along these circular roads, functioning as an urgent, tactical memo for a set of communities bound by geography and regional trade. The remains of cities like Ephesus reveal the sheer scale of the Roman machine. In the late 1st century, this province was an economic engine, managing the global trade of grain, wine, and luxury goods. But success in this economy required a specific kind of participation. To do business, you were expected to support the imperial cult, a religious and political system where the Roman emperor was honored as a living deity. Under Emperor Domitian, that civic expectation became an absolute requirement. He demanded to be addressed publicly by the title Lord and God. Christians who refused to participate in these temple rituals faced immediate consequences. They were locked out of trade guilds, socially exiled, and eventually targeted as traitors to the Roman state. For these believers, the daily reality was a constant crisis of allegiance. They were forced to weigh the safety of the empire against the integrity of their faith. This pressure is what prompted John, writing from exile on the rocky island of Patmos, to send his letter back to the mainland. He utilized the apocalyptic format because its vivid and intense style was the standard way to address political crises and speak about the divine. To frame his message, John used a historical blueprint his audience already knew, the Exodus. He mapped his visions directly onto the plagues that broke the power of Pharaoh in Egypt. By using hail, darkness, and blood to describe the future of Rome, he signaled to his readers that a second Exodus was beginning. Figures like the multi-headed beast or the whore of Babylon weren't meant to be mysterious. To a first-century reader, these were clear descriptions of Rome's violent expansion and commercial greed. John's imagery pulls back the curtain on the Roman state. While the empire projected an image of absolute peace and global prosperity, these visions characterize that order as a predatory system built on exploitation. These visions of cosmic destruction were designed to provide comfort. They assured the original audience that the absolute power of Rome was actually temporary and fragile. By looking past their immediate suffering, the readers were encouraged to see a future where human tyranny would eventually give way to divine justice. These massive battle scenes depict the spiritual friction of a minority group refusing to blend into the dominant culture. It is an illustration of the daily choice to resist assimilation. Revelation functioned as a lifeline, convincing an oppressed group that they had already secured a victory simply by refusing to compromise. Moving past the idea of the book as a futuristic timeline allows its historical power to emerge. John's critique of the Roman cult applies to any system that demands absolute devotion or prioritizes greed over human life. The text remains a call for active, peaceful, and unyielding resistance against corrupt institutional power. Revelation endures as a subversive manifesto, challenging every generation to maintain hope when facing the weight of human systems.